Trait number 4, companies, institutions that evolve. We talked about this a few weeks ago. In fact, I think it was podcast number 15, the title, Netflix, Amazon in the Future, just a few weeks back. If you're new to the podcast, I recommend you go back and listen to that one where I'm talking about how technology is accelerating. I told the story of Ray Kurzweil's view of history and where we are today, and I highly recommend that you acquaint yourself with that material because it's so relevant, especially for rule breaking. So, Warren Bennis, the author of the book On Becoming a Leader, he said the number one trait that he looks for in leaders, the most important single trait he believes that we as leaders need to have is what he calls, quotes, adaptive capacity. You need to be able to roll with the punches. You need to have your eyes out. You need to see how the world's changing. You need to be ready. You don't want to have your eyes closed or your head buried in the sand. There are those organizations too. Some of them are for-profit companies that don't do so well over the long term. But companies that can evolve, just such a critical trait. So the businesses that win are ready sometimes to shoot their own business model in the foot, to turn on a dime and to do something different when circumstances call for it. And it's like most of these other traits, it's hard to do. When I think of a couple examples of companies that are clearly evolving, I think about Tesla and I think about Alphabet. Now, Tesla, a lot of us have heard of. It's Tesla Motors today. I wouldn't be surprised, though, as things continue to evolve if Tesla drops the word motors from its corporate name. Alphabet is a name less well known to people, but of course it is how Google chose to rename itself, the holding company overseeing Google, among other things, and the other enterprises, the other startups and things that are all part of that overall, that company today. It's called Alphabet. Still has the same ticker symbol, GOOG or GOOGL. I don't like the companies that are doing this, splitting their stocks and creating new classes and new ticker symbols. It adds a lot of confusion to my life personally, but such as it is. And these companies, Tesla and Alphabet, are very much ready about and creating, frankly, evolution in the world at large. I just saw a headline the other day. I was thinking about that Kurzweil podcast from a few weeks ago. Saw a headline the other day, genetically engineered virus improves efficiency of solar cells. Now, I can't exactly tell you what's even happening there. I did read the first few paragraphs. It does come out of MIT. It sounds impressive. But this is a sign clearly to me that technology is in fact proceeding apace and evolution is happening. When we're starting to genetically engineer viruses to improve the efficiency of solar cells, the world is getting a little bit crazy weird, I think, in a good way. And again, it's the businesses that win that are making that happen, the ones that evolve.
As always, people on this program may have interest in the stocks they talk about, and The Motley Fool may have formal recommendations for or against. So don't buy or sell stocks based solely on what you hear. Learn more about rule breaker investing at rbi.fool.com.